All right, let's talk about one of DC's most powerful and maybe most misunderstood magic users, Zatanna Zatara. Yeah, we're going to look way past the top hat and fishnets to find the real sovereign sorceress hiding right there in plain sight.
Is a layer. Realize, that one word, spoken backwards, it's everything. It's not just a command to reality, it's a command to us, a demand that we look deeper, past what we think we see.
So that brings us to the big question, right? Who is the real woman behind all that magic? Is she just a performer, a stage magician with some flashy tricks? Or is she something else entirely, something far more powerful? Well, it's time to pull back that curtain. Okay, so first things first, we gotta talk about the image everyone knows. You know the one, the confident smile, the showgirl, the performer. But what if I told you that whole persona? It's a carefully crafted illusion. It's a reflection you've been trained to see. And this really gets to the heart of it. Where we see this showgirl aesthetic, the truth is a seasoned warrior. We see a game of smoke and mirrors, but really, she's the bridge to the occult. And what looks like shallow glitter on the surface, that's actually a deep, unshakable sovereignty of will. You see, that confident showmanship isn't just for putting on a good show. It's actually a classic magic trick in itself, the woman in a box. It's a cage she built, a misdirection designed to make us all feel comfortable and to hide the terrifying truth of who she is and what she can really do.
Okay, so if the whole showgirl thing is just an act, what's really going on under the costume? Let's totally dismantle this idea that her iconic outfit is just for looks.
That whole gothic chic look? Yeah, that's not for our viewing pleasure. Every single piece of it is a functional adaptation for battle. It's all designed for the kind of fluid movement you need to survive, well, reality-warping wars. These are the tools of a seasoned warrior, plain and simple, not an entertainer. And you know when that neon magenta energy starts swirling around her hands? That's not just some cool special effect. No way. That is the visual signature of something called logomancy. We're talking about the power to literally rewrite the fabric of existence just by speaking a command. Think about the scale of that power for a second. Seriously, let that sink in. When you see that magic, it is not the finale. It's the opening act of a battle where the rules of physics, they just got thrown right out the window. And her famous backward speech, it's so much more than a gimmick. It's actually a deep magical discipline. It's tied to her Homo Magi heritage. See, she comes from a line of humans with innate magical talent. By speaking backwards, she's not just being clever. She's reversing destiny, rejecting our common logic, and literally dismantling the arrow of time.
So, okay, her power is absolutely incredible. We've got that down. But where does she actually fit in the wider DC universe? Because, let's be honest, she's often seen kind of in the shadow of big names like John Constantine or Batman. And that, well, that's just another illusion we're about to shatter.
A lot of people define her by that, let's call it turbulent history with Constantine. They see her as his moral tether or just a supporting love interest. But the reality is completely different. She's the one who actually mediates the friction on the team. She's the one who checks his most reckless impulses. She's a leader, not just a sidekick.
And then there's Batman, the guy who is all about logic, preparation, and having a plan for everything. Well, even he defers to Zatanna. He trusts her judgment, no questions asked. Why? Because he's smart enough to know that when truly supernatural forces are at play, all his rationality and gadgets are basically useless.
And that's what makes her so essential. Think about it. She's the liaison, the one who translates all this chaotic mysticism for the scientific rationality of the Justice League. She's not looking for their approval. She's providing the expertise and reliability that literally keeps them from drowning in a sea of demons they have no idea how to punch.
But here's the thing. Wielding that kind of power, it doesn't come for free, not even close. So now, let's get into the immense cost of all that magic and the heavy personal toll it takes on her.
Let's be clear, this is not a supporting character. She is an absolute magical powerhouse. She's single-handedly subdued a possessed Superman and Wonder Woman. She's gone toe-to-toe with the sorcerer Felix Faust in direct combat. She saved her entire team when the House of Mystery was literally destroyed, and she stood against a reality-warping entity called Destiny. These are A-list, top-tier feats.
So what's the cost of doing all that? Well, after she saved her team from the House of Mystery, she was drained to the point of total physical collapse. She is constantly pushing herself to her absolute limit, and it breaks her down.
There's a quote that just says it all, really. I pay the high cost of magic in blood and exhaustion so that you can remain comfortably ignorant. I mean, wow. That's a profound sacrifice, and it's one that most people never even see.
And all of this, the incredible power, the immense sacrifice, shattering all these illusions, it all leads to her final evolution. This is where she truly becomes the master of her own destiny.
You can really see the path she takes. First, she has to outgrow the shadow of her father's legacy. Then, she rejects the whole idea of just being a good performer. She fully embraces her true power, which we see in that blinding extraspectral magenta. And finally, she stops being a daughter following a script and becomes a law unto myself.
And that color, magenta, is so important. It's not just a random choice, it's deeply symbolic. It represents something called the soul star, the light of a free spirit who takes absolute, total responsibility for her own path and her own power. This is her fully embracing her will to power, that drive to become everything she can be.
And this really becomes her ultimate declaration. She's not looking for applause from the crowd anymore. She's not looking for her reflection in anyone else's eyes. She has become the voice that the world must now literally fall silent to listen to.
Tuo Teg. Get out. It's the perfect final command, isn't it? It's not just for her enemies, it's for all of our misconceptions. The show's over. The performance is done. The true sorceress has finally taken the stage.